Welcome, my friends, to a brand new video, a brand new blog. I want to thank you for clicking on my video. The information I'm about to give you is most important. I want you to share it if possible. This information that I will share with you should help you prepare, will give you time to digest the actions that the Pentagon is about to take and not be surprised. We are not yet sure if Donald Trump will leave the White House or wants to win the support of corporations currently trying to remove him from the presidency. I want to take this opportunity to welcome all to your channel, My World Andino. If this is your first time, or if you have not yet subscribed, do it right now. Do it today. Don't forget to activate the bell so that you get notifications my future videos. Try to share with others to grow our communities. Remember, my videos are prejudice free. The information here is meant to inform you and for you to come up with your own conclusions. This past November 13th and 14th, Vice President Mike Pence, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and the new Defense Secretary Christopher Miller met at the White House. Why did these people meet? Well, let me tell you, they met. They had a meeting to discuss the possible military missile attack against Iran, against the nuclear sites in Iran, especially the one in Natanz, the top atomic site in Iran. Why was this topic addressed? According to the International Agency of Atomic Energy of the United Nations Organization, Iran's government has increased its uranium reserve 12 times more than the agreement signed back in 2015 with former President Barack Obama. The International Atomic Energy Agency says that Iran has increased its uranium from 3.5 to 5%. Here we are not going to take sides. As I told you, my videos are neutral. My videos are to inform with the truth and for you to come up with conclusions. Iran conducted military exercises from October 20th to the beginning of November. In these exercises, they used their new long and medium range missiles, which were precise in hitting the target, according to General Amir Hatami. He explained that the projectile was successfully tested at a range of 1,200 kilometers, and these missiles, their full range is 1,350 350 kilometers. These exercises were meant to discourage any country that is thinking of hitting them. Iran's response will be consistent, and every military ship in the Persian Gulf represents a threat to Iran's interests. We are talking about the pretext of the supposed enrichment in the increase of uranium reserves. Now we will talk about when uranium is necessary for a nuclear weapon. Well, uranium must be enriched up to 80%. That is the minimum for any nation, for any army to begin to think about building a nuclear weapon. But a weapon cannot be built until the country, the nation, reaches 90%. Iran remains at 5%, so far away from it. I read an article that said that it would take 3.5 months for Iran to get to be able to build a nuclear weapon. Well, experts, and that's information that I place on my video here. So read that information. Experts there says that it would take years for Iran to be able to get to 80%. Hmm? Read my cuts, the ones I placed on the video. There was no reason to abandon. Oh well, here and right. So during the presidency of Barack Obama and Vice President Joe Biden, a joint agreement was signed with Germany, China, France, Spain, and all other nations that are involved in the United Nations Security Council. Members in members in this Iran, members of the United Nations Security Council all signed, and Iran promised and signed not to have reserves greater than 3.5. The nation that decided to exit the contract or the agreement was the North American nation, with President Donald Trump on top, right, as head of government. On May 18th, 2018, that's when he abandoned the agreement. There was no reason to abandon this international agreement. Inspectors from the International Atomic Agency, Energy Agency, regularly inspected the bases, and they continue to do. So there was no reason for the United States to leave or abandon the agreement, as Iran was complying with everything they needed to comply. These sanctions, well, Iran, I mean, the United States did not only leave, abandon the agreement, he also imposed economic sanctions against Iran. And these sanctions are taking a toll on Iran. They put the same sanctions as Venezuela. The same sanctions that Venezuela has at the moment, Iran has them too. Iran spoke, when this happened, Iran spoke with a relative fixed voice to the EU nations, telling them that everyone should come back on board. Hmm? But the United States didn't. And and Iran said, if all parties who signed the agreement did not continue to respect the deal, Iran was going to enrich uranium, also their reserves, but not for weapons. The International Atomic Energy Agency verified that Iran eliminated its inventory of 20% when they came into the agreement, or when they became part of the agreement. This 20% enriched uranium was meant for medical isotopes and power research reactors, but could also be purified to weapons grade material, but is far from an atomic bomb or a nuclear weapon. We talk about what may let's talk about what may be about to happen. It gives me a feeling that Donald Trump wants to leave Biden a big problem before leaving office. It may also be that Donald Trump wants to start a war to prevent his departure. Maybe Biden doesn't want to be president if the United States is involved in a war. I mean, being part of a war, it takes a lot of energy, and maybe because of his age and whatever other health issues he may have, Donald Trump is doing this to discourage Biden from being president and leaving him the place. At this time, Donald Trump does not allow President-elect access to the White House, to the phone. I mean, there is a huge void between Donald Trump and Biden. It seems that Donald Trump would like to leave the United States in complete chaos, What am I telling you? It's not something that I'm making up. It's being planned. When, where, how the attack against Iran will be carried out. This means this meeting on November 5th, 13 and 14 was to plan the details of the war against Iran. Mm, I mean, if this war takes place, Iran will attack all bases in the Middle East, and they have said it. Let's not forget that this past January 3rd, Donald Trump was about to fire up the world when his order took General and Commander Quad Force Qasem Soleimani's life. Hmm? Iran attacked the U.S. base in Iraq, and that attack took 90 U.S. military personnel's life. I'm reaching the end here to the video, and I want to thank you all for reaching this point. The last thing that I want to mention is that the same people who stopped a disaster back in January 3rd are now on board to start what can become a global disaster. Remember that where the United States goes, NATO goes. And Iran is not alone. Iran has China and Russia. They also have agreements. This can happen at any time before the inauguration of the future president, or could happen a few days after. Yeah, let's remember that every single U.S. president that the U.S. has had have started a war. And my question is, will Donald Trump win his second term as in presidency by starting a war with Iran? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not making anything up. This information that I'm giving you should be shared with other people so that we're all aware of it. And in hopes that the more people know about this, maybe will discourage the Pentagon from taking that final step. Well, my friends, thank you so much for watching my video. Thank you so much for subscribing. Till next video, don't forget to help someone because you might be the only one who does. Till next, ciao ciao for now.